Hello, folks. It's today's show is single black mother. All right, so I'm sleepy. Been talking to you guys a lot, giving you guys some good content. Some of you guys are giving me some good feedback. Got a couple bucks the other day. Felt good to get that. I got a $5 off of one of y'all. I was like, that's cool. Brother can always use an extra fish sandwich. Can a brother get a fish sandwich? I can't get. See, that's what's wrong with the world today. I can't get a fish sandwich out, y'all. They got the 2-for-1 at the Mickey D's. I can't get a fish sandwich, y'all. I talked to y'all for 2 hours and I can't get a fish sandwich. The world is a vampire. Anyway, so today I sold a fridge, right? Hold on. Before I start this, let me get some theme music. Something to theme on. Looking at my old archives. Oh, good. Oh, woo, yeah. Woo, yeah. All right, so I'll talk while I'm getting my theme music together. So today I delivered a fridge, right? And this lady was great. She was a great customer. It wasn't that hard to get the fridge in the door once I finagled it the right way. It was only one step. So that was cool. And she was talking about, she was like, my kids can help you. I got kids in there, two big kids, are there. And then there's another grown person there pretty much. And then she was telling me, she's like, I got kids that are bigger than that. She's like, I got 6 kids. I had a daughter and I got an older son. I got it. And I was like, okay, cool. And she said she just got out of a situation, She left the guy, this, that, and the other, whatever. I don't know if it was the husband or not. And she's, moved in on her own and moved all her kids and all this other stuff, right? So I'm like, okay, cool. And then she's like, I need something else. I need a stove and yada, yada, yada. And then she got to talking about, and then a guy came and knocked on the door and she asked him about the way they moved her cars. She had 2 cars. She was like, how'd you guys move the cars, so on and so forth. And she was talking about how she didn't know where the battery was in the car and all this other things. And I said, you know what? It sounds like you need a whole man at the crib. She was like, I do. She's like, and I regret not having one. You know what I'm saying? Like, she left a bad situation, and I say, women leave a bad situation. Don't get stuck in something that's just unhealthy for you, and toxic. But she was like, I need a man. Even though she's a savvy, techie, a savvy, techie person who is, she's got a lot going on. She's got her own businesses popping off. But she is, this is wrong. She is, for the stove, stainless. And I'm selling it for $280. So yeah, I'll pay that. Yeah. Anyways, so basically, what it comes down to is she talked about how much she needed a man. And as she rumbled on, and talked about all the businesses that she's in, she would always come back to the reality that she just does not have a man at home. And I told her, I said, listen, Why don't you try to, lock yourself and dude down? And she said, I don't have anything to offer them. And I was like, that's not true. I said, I said, listen, you can cook for them. I said, you'd be surprised how many men show up at your door. And they're not, especially when they get my age, it's not all about jumping in the bed with you. But a lot of times a brother will, you cook them dinner, and our brother will be like, you need the grass cut, you need the, little things fixed around the house, that's worth the dinner. I tell my neighbors all the time, because, there's women, single women live over here. And sometimes, they have a dude and will ask me to do something for them that's in my range of, with appliances. And then they'll say, how much is it going to cost me? And I'll be like a ham sandwich. And they'll laugh about it, but they really don't understand that if a single guy is especially handy, if he's a handy dude and he's out and you see him doing stuff and fixing stuff and all these other things, you have to, and you're a female that needs stuff done. That guy is, especially if he's never said anything to you before, that guy, there's a good chance that guy's not gonna hit on you if you ask him, to do whatever. But if you're an attractive female and he hits on you, just, handle it like a grown woman. Nothing wrong with that. Grown man, grown woman, boom. Yeah, I'll, do this, that, and the third. But the lady was talking about how she didn't have nothing to offer. I'm like, you're still, a decent looking woman, but she said, I'm not going to cook for a man. And see, and that's that nonsense right there. That's that bull crap. And I'm like, why would you not cook for a man? She said, I want a man to cook for me. See what, and I'm confused about that because she's like, I used to have a guy and he would come over and cook for me, but he did not know how to cook. And I was like, yeah, because that's your, order of operation. That's your thing. That's not, she's like, no, I want a guy to come over and cook for me. And my family, there's 6 of us, we all want to eat and yada, yada. I'm like, there's no wonder why you don't have a man. Because you want to wear the pants. You want to tell the man what to do. Come over and cook for you. You want to, this dude can come over. Look, you have a problem with your car. She did not know where the battery was in her car. And I said, the battery's under the seat. It was one of the Mercedes Benz. They try to make all this room for the engine and all these electronics. And so they took the battery and put it up under the seat. I said, the battery is most likely up under the seat. Then she was telling me about her other car and how she took the ignition switch out, and she was like, yeah, and I'll put a new one in there. I was like, okay, big ups. And she's like, it didn't work. And then she had a guy come over and put the column on, and the whole column didn't work right. And I said, well, it's not going to work right because it's a good chance it's your central neutral switch, and that's in your transmission. And she's like, well, how do you know this? I'm like, I mess around with stuff like that every now and then. I'm nobody's mechanic, but things like that have happened to me. I'm like, you need like a whole handy dandy dude. And then I said, you got those sons in there. You should have your sons out here doing stuff. And she was like, my sons don't do stuff like that. And then she was like, it's better for a man to raise sons. This is coming from a black woman's mouth. I didn't coax her to say this. She's like, it's just better for a man to raise sons. It is. Because my sons don't do stuff like that. I said, if those were my sons, I would have them up under a car at 3 years old. And I'm not exaggerating. Because a man is going to deal with cars. A car is like his an extra hand for a man. If a man has a car, he can make money. And that's it, and that's all. Man, listen, he can give you a ride somewhere. He can go fix your neighbor's car. This can be just a handy dandy dude with just a car. If a man has a car, he can make money. You know what I'm saying? And that's all that's to that. Because that car is going to break down on him at one time or another. especially if he's, poor. He's going to be buying hoopties, and those hoopties are going to break down. And when they do, he's going to learn what it is to fix them because he doesn't have the money to do it. So he's going to learn, and he fool around and get good at it. And somebody's going to say, "How'd you do that?" And, he's going to be like, "Pay me." Pay me for my expertise. He gets real good and comfortable up under a car and learning, what all of the functionalities of a vehicle. That is a valuable man. Ladies, that is a valuable man because there's a good chance you ladies are not going to get up under a car. And nobody's saying you ladies can't do it. We're just saying it's a good chance you're not going to do it. One woman told me, she said she wouldn't even, she doesn't even like pumping her ass. And I was trying to date her at one time, and some of the things she said just turned me completely off. She said, "When I pull up at a gas station, I'll look at a man and bat my eyes. That meant don't marry me." When she said that, I was never interested in marrying her again. Because I thought about it at one point, but once she said that, I already knew. I have no interest in you. And she ended up getting married to a nice guy. And that was cool, but she asked me one day, "Why did we never get married?" And I said, "Because I like you. I want us to stay friends. I don't want to be enemies." And then I told her, I said, "You're insatiable." She's like, "Don't call me that." I was like, "It's the truth. You want to flirt with every man and cause me problems, and I don't want to do that. I'm not going to fight for you, and you're the one causing the issues. I'm going to hurt you." You know what I'm saying? So I'm leaving you. Bye. And rather than, going through you cheating on me from a guy you met at the gas station, I just said, "No, I'm not going through that. Go cheat on, somebody else who's going to marry you." You know what I'm saying? And she married the guy, but before she did, while she was engaged to him, she wanted me to sleep with her. And I was like, "No, like, I'm not." I'm just saying that's that nonsense right there. You know what I mean? So, ladies, a man who knows how to work a wrench is a valuable person, a very, very valuable person. Because you can have yourself a doughboy, you can have yourself an office guy, you can have yourself a six-figure guy, you can have yourself a high maintenance, low maintenance, you can have a pretty face guy, you can have a big old built guy, big old bruiser, and all this other stuff. But if he does not know how to fix things around your house, you guys are going to have to pay for all that service. And sometimes, listen, okay, in this lady's case, she, I'm telling her she needs a central neutral switch. The maintenance on dropping a transmission is, I mean, you're already looking at 700, 800 just for them to look at it and do it. Then you're looking at, of course, the cost of the central neutral switch and all this stuff. If you go to Sears and take it, she had a Ford something, a 2005, whatever. If she took that Ford to Sears, they're going to charge her almost $200 in labor. I kid you not, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous now how they're getting people. Because every now and then I have to go to the Chevy dealer. And I went to them about, my key fob and all this other stuff. Well, I went on YouTube and learned how to do what I wanted them to do. They were going to charge me $70 to do. I just went on YouTube and learned how to do it. I'm saying, ladies, you need to have a whole handyman somewhere around you. You just do. And it's a lot better if the man is your guy. Like, this is your dude. And like my brother in law, he's married to one of my sisters I barely know. And what he does, like when I met him, he was, lightweight upset because my sister always had him doing something. And I said, "Well, you married her." He said, "Yeah, I knew I was going to be doing stuff," but he said, "I didn't know it was going to be like this. Like, she doesn't want to do anything." You know what I'm saying? She's always, "Husband, do this. Husbands do." Like, she's just wearing him out, is really what it is. If your man is saying that, then his batteries are getting low. You know what I'm saying? And his batteries are getting low. And it's way too early in the game for that. But he's tired. He's tired of her telling him to do stuff. But nonetheless, she's a type of woman who needed a husband. So he can do stuff around the house and she can do whatever in the world that she does. I don't know. I'm not in their life, but he's not happy with the fact that he has to do all these things. Lady, a man, a good handy man, a good smart man, or a good techie man, or somebody who knows how to figure stuff out saves you a lot of money. Even though some of you got money. Oh, I got money. It's just not the point. It's not the point. There's nothing wrong. My shirt is. Where you going, brother? What are you doing? Ladies, you know what I'm saying? For you ladies who don't have a man, like this woman I was talking to with her 6 kids. I told her, I said, listen, you know, you want a man to come over here and cook for you? I said, no man is going to do that. And the other guy was just like this either. I said, you're going to have a man, you're going to have to tie a man down once he gets over here because he's not going to come over here and do all the stuff you want him to do. He's just not like you send him outside to mess with the cars and all that. That's one thing. But then he's got to come in here and cook. Now you got some guys going, oh man, I'll do that. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm like, listen, listen. If you like to cook, brothers, and some brothers like to cook, heck, I used to be a cook. If you like to throw down in the kitchen, this is not what I'm talking about. You're techie, you're savvy when it comes to fixing stuff. Okay, you can handle all those offices. So can I. It's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is there are offices for each gender. What's going on, man? There are offices for each gender. I'm not going to, like, I used to have a woman that would come see me. She wasn't my woman. She was just a woman. She would come see me, and I would always cook for her because I wanted her to come see me. Oh, my God, she was beautiful. So I would always throw a little something in the microwave for her, and get a little food together, yada, yada, yada. And then one day I asked her to cook for me, and she said no. To say that I was disappointed, yeah, I was disappointed. You don't want to, and she's like, no, I'm not going to cook for you. Like, I'm never going to do that, And the way she looked at it is, my job when I come over here is to give you sex. That's it. You give me conversation, you give me attention, I let you do, what it is you do to me, and then I go home because I got a whole another situation that I'm dealing with at the crib. And this is why I really couldn't say much because it wasn't my woman. It was just a woman. But if it was me and it was my woman, there's no way that woman would have told me no and I would have been still with her. Eventually, I'd have worked my way out of that situation. You got a crush on a girl once, but I was rejected, but it made me strong. Exactly. That's what rejection's supposed to do. Rejection is not supposed to break you. Rejection is supposed to make you. Look, people at these jobs that I spent 20 years trying to get into, they were like, no, and look, now I don't need them. I don't need them. No, I would have made more faster with them. I missed out on having a whole family and all that stuff. So yeah, that hurts. But I don't need them to make money. And that's the point. So yeah, like today, that same woman I'm talking about, she's like, I need a stove too. So I go find the stove, get the stove, and she looks like, and she's like, I don't want it, especially at that price. So I was just like, cool. She's like, oh, I'm sorry, like, didn't mean to disappoint you, because I hustled up and got her what she wanted, and she's like, I don't want it. I was like, I said, listen, this is business. When, because I took those stoves, got a heating element for one. I put those both stoves both in storage. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Now, I had a guy yesterday. He asked me about a refrigerator that I had. And I was like, yeah, I have it, but it has a few dents on it. It's not perfect. And he's like, he just didn't contact me anymore for that day, pretty much rejecting me. I sold that same refrigerator today for more money than what he was asking for. You know what I'm saying? So I don't, when it comes to business and my personal life, I don't look at rejection uh, like I used to. I used to be so brokenhearted when people tell me no and all this. Now I look at rejection as an opportunity to do better. You know what I mean? I don't look at rejection the same way. It doesn't break me because, I got a few pennies to deal with. You know what I'm saying? Now, if rejection, especially in this game, if rejection broke me, I would never do anything. Never. But when I'm making money off of your rejection, I had a woman reject a stove that I brought to her. She took one look at it and said the stove is bad, went in the house and told her man the stove was bad, would not come back out. And I was gonna sell that stove to them for $60. I was like, all good. I sold that stove for $145 to somebody the next day. You know what I'm saying? Lady, I was doing you a favor. So I just don't look at rejection the same way. It just, I take the item and I raise the price. Or I sell it, as a bundle deal, or I do some finagling somewhere where somebody tells me no, I go ahead, do this over here, do that. It's the same thing. Yeah. You you have the best advice. You know what, man? I always, I've been through a lot. And thank you very much. So I always use myself as an example. And there's always just something that just happens to coincide with what we're dealing with, we're talking about. You know what I'm saying? And rejection to me is it's just an opportunity to do better. That's it. I look, because, and I'm tell you something, the way I look at my business and the way, yeah, I'm a good advisor, thank you. The way I look at my business and the way I look at my life, and the way I deal with people, I kind of do the same thing with them. A woman tells me no, I figure I just saved money. Can I take you out? No, I'm like, okay. I just saved myself whatever dollar amount it was going to take me to impress this woman to get wherever I was going. I just saved that money. That's all I can say. Because I was willing to spend X amount of dollars to get to wherever. Now I don't have to. I mean, there are women walking up, and there are women pulling up to me next to me in cars and offering me to, get busy. That still happens to me. It's still, believe it or not, this face right here, my age, women are still doing that because they realize that there's a shortage out there. You know what I'm saying? And they see a beat up truck and that trailer behind it. And, they recognize what the deal is. They look at that beat up truck and they're just going, yeah, you're doing something with that truck. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, that truck got rust all over it. You're doing something. I know you into something. I actually had two women pull up to me a while ago. And one little chocolate woman, and the other one was kind of brown skinned. And they pulled up to me at a red light and saw me drinking Mountain Dew. No, but I can. And she was like, you thirsty? And I just happened to look over there. I rolled my window down. I was like, what? She said, are you thirsty? And I just laughed. She's like, I got something you can drink. And I was like, nah, ladies, I'm good. Because I don't know if I'm being set up. But she wasn't a bad looking woman. And, I went and peeled. I've done construction before. My back can't handle a lot of the lifting. But I'm just saying, customer service is a big thing to me. And when it just comes to women, I'm not brokenhearted like I used to if a woman told me no. I'm not crushed because I'm focused on something totally different. I just don't care. You know what I mean? I don't. What's going on, Star? I don't care enough about what some woman is thinking of me when I'm really focused on the S&P. Like right now, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, I'm listening to financial advice on YouTube. Oh, thank you. You know what I'm saying? I'm waking up early in the morning listening to Dave Ramsey. You know what I'm saying? Trying to figure out where I'm going to put my dollars at. My whole conversation is different now. So when it comes to, chasing the cat, I got these knees, they hurt, back ain't, you know what I'm saying? This ain't much chasing going on, you know what I mean? But yeah, so this woman, and I asked her, I said that I asked her if she wanted to be on my show, if she wanted to call in to the show, and we were gonna do a live, just a live call, so we could listen to some of her problems and some of her regrets that she's having now. Because like I said, she got 6 kids, and she's not financially struggling, but she's having a lot of issues that a man could help her take care of. Like, she went into business with this guy, right? And the man, okay, so she went into business with him, and it was a tech business. Like, she was fixing electronics and stuff. Like I said, she's techie, and she's also working another job. So they were trying to get this business up and going, and the man was just doing the one business. He wasn't, and then he was like, this business is starting, but I need money to pay my bills. And she said, go and get another job. Like, don't just do this. Well, they happened to make their business public and went on the stock market. She said people were starting to invest in her and money was coming in. And then once enough money came in, this guy took all the money, went and paid all his bills, and she never heard from him again. This is when you need a man. This is when you need a whole man to help you go and figure out what's going on. This is just when you need a man. You need a man to go and confront this guy. You need a man to start making those phone calls, and you and your brothers or his brothers or whatever, and you guys go handle this dude because he stole money from you. You know what I'm saying? He tried to get your money back or something. This is when you need a man. So, ladies, you single mothers out there, listen, you single mothers. You single mothers, boy, you guys, here's the one thing I can say about the single mothers now. You're really starting to wake up to the fact that a man is essential. It's really starting to hit you women now that men are not just sex slaves. We're not there for you to beat up on us. We're not there for you to send us to jail. We're not there to put up with your stupidity. We're there to help you get through the walk of life. And your life is a lot easier with us, a good one of us. If you're picking the wrong guy, you're picking the wrong man. you're picking that man off of lust. And a lot of you women pick your men off of lust. You know, that's why a lot of you have high body counts. A lot of you women are hoes. You know, and even at the age of 40, and you know, you women are still hoes. You still have a hoish mentality. You don't want to settle down with a good guy because you're afraid you're going to be cut off from your main activity, which is being a sneaky, downright dirty hoe. And some of you can't get rid of that spirit because you don't want to. You don't want advice on how to get rid of that spirit. You love being a piece of, you know, used trash. There's something to it. And, you know, you can say that I'm lying or, you know, tell them that's not true or how could you say that about women? I could easily say that about women because of what social media tells me. Social media lets me know that women would rather be used and abused and tossed away like a used napkin than actually be valued. I mean, you can stop me when I'm wrong. Listen, go on Instagram and just take a look around. Just take a good look around and see them and tell me the majority of the pictures that you see when it comes to women. You're going to see women running around with a G-string on and cheeks just out everywhere. That's not scriptural. A woman is supposed to be modest, dress modestly. I don't know who convinced you women to have all your booty cheeks out and then, you know, think that this is a casual statement to a whole grown man. There's nothing casual about that. Some of you women just have a hoish mind because this is the only thing that you've been taught to use. And look, I ain't got no problem with a good romp in the hay, but eventually you got to wake up and say, where's the real value here? You do. And you're a grown person, so you can make that choice on your own. You know, but your pictures on Instagram, I told this one woman, she had just a G-string on and little pasties or whatever. And I wrote on her page on Instagram, I said, and what will you show your husband? She said, the real question is, why are you worried about another grown man? I said, for one, asking a question doesn't mean you're worried about anything. And two, you can't answer a question with a question. You know? She ain't wrote nothing back. And then I wrote on her page again, I said, listen, if a man walks up to a woman and asks to see her rear end, you know, bare rear end, let me see that ass, you know what I'm saying? Hey, shorty, how you doing? Let me see that. You can catch a case for that. I said, you don't even have to do that. You can just walk up to a woman and be like, yo, can I get your Instagram? If you want to see a woman's tits and ass, get their Instagram. It's a good chance she got the booty everywhere on Instagram. You ain't got to go. You know, I was like, thanks, ladies, because we don't have to catch a charge now. We ain't got to get smacked. We ain't got to be, you know, fighting with you. We can just simply ask you for whatever social media that you're using. If you're on Instagram, if you're on Tumblr, if you're on, you know, Dub Smash and all this other stuff, there's a good chance you're on there twerking in your underwear. There's a good chance you have a bathing suit on that really isn't there anymore. It's just covering the essentials because you think this is normal. Nope, it's trash. It's a good thing you have on a shirt that has your under boob showing, and you're thinking as long as it doesn't show the nipple and I don't get dinged for it, you know, it's okay by God and country. Nope, you're wrong. You're wrong. You know what I'm saying? And you have these women who are just out there. Just, oh, this one chick, oh my God, she's so gorgeous too, but her body was, and just everywhere, for everyone to see. I can't take you seriously. She's only like 23. And then your children are doing this too. You got these mothers who are raising these single mothers who are raising these little girls. These little girls see exactly what you're doing. You can go on some of these social media channels, and the mother will be shaking her tail feather with the 12-year-old and the 6-year-old females, and you're like, is that real? Like, are those your children? And you're up there smacking each other's ass, and I'm like, you don't understand what that means to a grown ass man. Like, this is a bad look. No man is gonna lock down with you when you're doing this on social media. Now, if you girls were just having a dance session at your house, because girls do that, mothers teach girls how to dance and all that, I don't have no problem with that. If y'all were just doing this in the confines of your own rooms, in your own houses, that's one thing. But when you put it on social media for everybody to look, there's only one direction that goes when a man sees it. That's it. He thinks, if I get to you, when those kids become of legal age, oh yeah, I'm on that too. I'm on that too. Wait till she turns 16 in Ohio. Oh, it's over. I'm jumping right on her. And they'll wait. They'll wait. And dare you to try to take them to court. They'll be like, Your Honor, she's 16. The state of Ohio says it's legal. She's 16. And then he'll show all the social media stuff you and your daughters were doing. And, all the pictures of you shaking your booty in underwear. And then the judge is going to side with the male. The judge is going to be like, oh, no, we're not doing this. Heck, the police probably won't even arrest you. Because once they see all the stuff that you're doing, the police aren't going to arrest you. They're going to be like, nope, we're not going to do it. Because you enticed him. And you legally decided to do this according to the confines of the law. And they're going to leave the guy alone. I'm telling you, you have men plotting on your children when you put your derrieres in the air on social media. I'm telling you, that's what's going on. There are people who are texting and emailing you and anything they can just to get to you and, your little girls. They're trying to get to you now. And you better hope the wrong guy don't get to you. Case in point, there was a dude who was homeless, and this was in Detroit. Let me turn it down. No, I like it. It's a jam. So, somebody just hit me up on Facebook. Want to buy what do you want to buy? Stove? Okay, so case in point. This guy in Detroit, right? The guy was homeless. He's a homeless dude. And this mother of two twin girls, the two twin girls were 12, and another girl was 14, and I think there was another girl. He impregnated 3 of those girls. He got both the twins and the 14-year-old. In a very short time. Like, he got them like bam, 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 bam. He knocked all of them down. The mother let this guy move in, and he knocked both those twins down and that 14-year-old. And they got to the 14-year-old before her 3rd trimester or something like that. But the 2 twins had to have his kids because they were too far along. True story. They put him in jail for life. They put that man in jail for life. Keep playing around with your daughters. Now their kids. Now you have 2 of them who have children by the same man, an older man who they'll never see. They can never be with. He can never teach them anything. He can do nothing. You can take them to the prison system to see them once they get older, because you can't do it now. So you're looking at the years of from 1 to, okay, if the girls are 12 and they had the child by the age of 13, the the mother is not gonna be like, okay, you took it from my little girls. I'm gonna take, and I'm gonna take them to see you at. No, those girls are gonna have to be emancipated. So what? That's what 5 years before they reach 18. So that child from 1 to 5 is gonna be fatherless. No, that child from 1 to 18 is gonna be fatherless. But that child from 1 to 5 will know that their father is locked up in jail and there's nothing that they can do about it because he's in there for life. Life. They gave him life. And he was a homeless dude. So giving a homeless dude life is a whole different issue than giving a prominent man life. The homeless dude, listen, there are guys who are homeless who will go and rob a store in the wintertime just so they can be indoors. Homeless guys here do that. We just had a homeless guy die when the freezing cold hit. He used to dance all over the place and everybody knew him because he danced all the time. He's dead. I'm just saying, ladies, you want to go on social media and show off your ass, there are people who are plotting on you and your children. If you want to get on social media in some sexy lingerie, ladies, that's one thing. But do not have your daughters on there shaking it up. It is a terrible thing to do. Terrible, 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 terrible thing to do. But if that's what you want to do, you're a consenting adult. And I suggest that if that's what you want to do, then you might not want to let your children see that that's what you want to do, because we've already seen the story recently where the woman was making $150,000 a month. She's a mom and a husband and a wife, and a husband was with it. He was like, yeah, go in there and show off your goodies. There's some freaks. He was like, fine. She's not sleeping with anybody but me. So they have an OnlyFans channel. She's making $150,000 a month. Well, it got to the school, which is a Christian school that these boys went to. And once the school found out about it through other teachers, and the other teachers, the way they found out about it is because their husbands were on OnlyFans. Yeah, the husbands were up there like, yo, isn't that Mrs. Doubtfire? Yeah, doesn't she her kids go to the same school that you go to, you teach at? Oh yeah, that is her. Yeah, and then they're like, well, how did you know? Because the husbands were watching the same woman. They kicked those children out of the school and told them don't come back, not even for your personal belongings. Don't come back here. I'm just saying, ladies, if you want to shake it up, don't do it with your daughters. Because men are plotting on your daughters. Your daughters, listen, ladies, your daughters are more valuable than you. And I'm just going to be real. Your daughters are more valuable than you when they hit puberty. For one reason: birth. Birth. How many men are trying to track down a 35-year-old woman to have children? If you're a woman and you're 35, you know those numbers have declined each year. Those opportunities and those men petitioning you to actually be with you, not to have sex with you, to be with you, those numbers go down drastically each year. Also, your ability to actually have children goes down each year. Well, while you're declining, your daughter's inclining. Once she hits the age of puberty, and some girls hit that age at 9 years old. Now, I'm not saying that some man is trying to track down a 9-year-old. I'm just saying her value just went through the roof. Simply because she can have kids. So when she does become a legal age, she's even more valuable than you are. Because now a man isn't going to do time because he's not doing anything illegal. And she can be emancipated on her own. She doesn't need you to be emancipated. She can leave the house and be legally emancipated on her own at the age of 16. You understand what I'm saying? The child that you're bringing up is more valuable, has a better chance of having a whole family than you do. That's what I'm trying to tell you. And will turn around and find some 25-year-old guy who's been waiting on her. There's a good chance there's some guy in your proximity who's a whole man. He's 18 or whatever. Right now, he's looking at your 12-year-old. And he knows he can't do anything. And the thing, like some of you may think, oh, this is gross or this is stupid. No, this is natural. And he's waiting until she hits 16 years old. That's what he's doing. And when she hits that age, and she knows it, that like these two are not strangers to each other. This is not a creepy dude. This is not a dude who is on the internet trying to petition her to do creepy stuff and pictures. That's not who this dude is. This is a guy who she's interested in, and he's interested in her. And he knows better. He's just like, yep, I'm interested in you. And it's a good he probably already told her. And she's just like, yeah, I'm with it. Wait until I get older. And he's like, bet. And that's what they do. Hell's a good chance the family already knows. Good chance family already knows. And in 7 years or 6 years, she's emancipated. This guy in 6 years is 26 years old. Boom. They're going to start a family. He's working now. He's got something solid. He done graduated from whatever school he was going to. He probably went to a tech school and got a 4-year degree from DeVry or something like that. He's fixing airplanes or whatever. Dude is, he works for, he's working for Pratt and Whitney or something like that. Like, don't play. Don't act like this story is just so gross. And no, this is very real because this is the way things used to be done. But the law has been changed. So you got young men who notice and they're just like, I'll wait. And there's a good chance that they done told the father already. The little girl's been talking about you. She's 12. She's been talking about you. And, they just know who they're going to be with. And then, boom, she gets emancipated. That guy, he's working and everything, been talking to the father. This, is a natural thing. And they mapped everything out. And then, boom, 16 years old, he comes, gets her. Marries her, does the whole nine, jumps the broom, everything. Nothing was illegal. Nothing was hidden. Nothing was gross. Nothing was all this other stuff you guys want to make up. No, they did it the right way. And this guy is going to work, working his behind off now. And this girl, listen, this is the reason why women mature faster than men. That's it. That's the reason why women mature faster, because girls have children when they reach puberty. In between 9 and 12, they can start having children. So they have to mature fast. You know what I'm saying? But in this country, it's supposed to happen when they're emancipated. Fine, that's still a young age, 16 to 18. Normally, it happens in between 18 and 21. All normal, nothing illegal, nothing wrong with it. You guys got to realize some things. The female that you're raising is your competition. Very, very quickly. And there's and this one guy, and I hate to use him as an example because he did things the wrong way, but he was messing around with the daughter who was he shouldn't have been. The reason why I know about it is because of on World Star Hip Hop, and he fooled around and told another woman, and that girl called the police on him and rightfully put him in jail, which he should have been. But the things that he was saying, he was so in shock about how aggressive this daughter was towards him. Now his problem was he should have just been like, I'm out of here, because he should have known jail was coming up. But he, took advantage of the situation, which he shouldn't have, and they went ahead and tossed him where he should be. But nonetheless, this girl was on him. A full-grown man who was dating his mother on him. He said she's so aggressive. And he was telling the woman, he was like, you just don't understand. This little girl's so aggressive. Like, he's like, I don't understand like how this is. But the problem is he should have got out of that. Should have told her. He should have just ran is what he should have done. But, I don't know what the situation was, but I know that they put him, he's in jail for a long time. But I'm just saying, the children, for you females, the children, your little girls, they are your competition. You can say what you want. If there's a man running around the house and that child reaches puberty, if this is a sane man or if he's anywhere in your proximity, I'm just telling you what's naturally us. If you live next door to this guy, if you're just somebody that knows the dad, we seen a situation like that too. I'll explain that in a minute. White guy knew the family. Dog was 15, 16 or whatever. And the whole time he was friends with the dad, he was plotting on the girl. That's the only reason why he was their friend. Because he's plotting on her. And he was just waiting. And they couldn't do anything about it because he did it the right way. He waited. And then he was just like, go. It isn't like he did an Elizabeth Smart thing, which, that guy ended up in jail. He waited. And the whole time, he was plotting on her and waited until she became legal. And then made his move. He was paying for stuff. He was doing all. I'm just trying to tell you, there's a good chance that there is an older man, not necessarily older, but there is a grown man who's plotting on your kid and waiting until you hit a certain age. And that man is, one, he might be plotting on her simply because of the way that you two act. If he notices that you're careless with her, he's plotting. There's some 19, 20-year-old out there plotting on your 12-year-old. And they see her every day. I'm just trying to tell you what's real. You go to church, as soon as you walk into the church, you see these guys turn their head and then they're focusing on her. They're plotting on her. Mr. So-and-so is always approaching your family, and he's always saying hi to her, real close, like Joe Biden, plotting. He's waiting. He's waiting till she hits a legal age, and then he's going to hit on her. He's real friendly. You can tell the guy because they're really, really friendly, and they're doing all kind of stuff, plotting on your daughter, which is not a crime. They're just waiting. I'm not talking about criminal activity here. I'm talking about a actual natural activity. They're waiting till that female becomes. Listen, you could be the single mother going to church with your 3 daughters. There is someone plotting on your daughters, and he's a grown man. And he's just waiting. He's waiting till your daughters hit a certain age. And when they hit that legal age, he is all over it. He wants to give her a ride to school. He wants to be in her life some kind of way. He wants to be involved. Some kind of way, he's going to be involved. And you're going to be thinking he's just being nice. Not only that, you're going to get mad when you find out that he was not interested in you. Your value is dropping, her value is rising. Rising. Once she hits the legal age, bing, she leaves that house, he's on it. And there's nothing nobody can do. You can be mad all you want, but if that's what she wants, if this man has security, he has money, he's been sweet to her, he's nice to her, he's a great guy, there's nothing wrong with him, you can say, ooh, you were looking at her when you... Shut up, you don't know anything. Most women are going to be attracted to guys who are sometimes 15 years their senior. It's a good chance you had an uncle or somebody who you thought was handsome. And there's nothing wrong because nothing happened, but you looked up to the man. Like this guy got it together. You're attracted to somebody who's older. Yeah. Big Tone in a zone with the truth. Yeah, I'm just trying to help people out. I didn't even know you guys were coming. I'm sorry. You're right, but I see so many women who misuse and abuse men because they've never been taught how to treat them. Well, most women, here, and this one I'm finding out, men are tools. And we can either be a blunt object, we can be as sharp as a pencil, or we can be as dull as a crayon in a woman's eyes. Whatever it is that this woman is looking for, the man can be. She's going to find a man that can be just that. The problem is, if a woman is looking for a man to be one way and that's not the way he is, like if you're looking for a man to be hardcore and this is just a gentle giant, he's not going to be hardcore. And you don't want to make him hardcore. You want that gentle giant. But if you want a hardcore, if you secretly want a hardcore guy, but you got a gentle giant, then you're going to cheat on your man. It's just going to eat at you. There's just something you're attracted to when it comes to tattoos. A guy who gets loud, carries a strap, got a couple bullet holes. That's what you're attracted to. That's what you come from. But your security lies in the gentle giant. This guy is out here working for Goodyear, or he's holding it down in some office job somewhere. And he's just, he's got a master's degree in something valuable. And he's bringing home that bacon. You hear me? And you're just like, I do not want to leave this. Like, this is just way too good. But that thug, with that loud music and that bad attitude, with all that energy going on, you want him to treat you like a piece of trash. You just want him to use and abuse you. Because there's something in women that likes that type of energy. And then you give in. One day you see him and you're just like, it's going down. Because mild-mannered that you got at home, it's just a very nice dude. He makes love to you nice. He doesn't call you all kind of names because he treats you like a whole lady. Like, you're not getting any, for lack of a better word, rise out of this guy because that's just not the life he lives. He just doesn't want to be that guy. He's a smooth, regular. He'll punch somebody in the mouth over you, but he's not going to slap you and spit on you and all that other stuff that you secretly liked and you learned when you were, young, really young and stupid, not even fresh out of high school, and you was messing around with football players. Now this guy is not that dude. He likes his woman to be, but you still got that, yesteryear in you, so you want to get yourself a thug and get dug out. And that's what you do. Well, regular degular, he's going to find out. And there goes your nest. There goes your nest. Women need to know that there are so many variety of men out there. Women are going, but there's no men out there. Well, there is a shortage of the D. This is true. Not to mention the whole gay thing is just ridiculous. I, 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 I'm actually feeling sorry for y'all about that one because it's bad. I saw a video where one woman said, "Could you gay guys just leave a little bit of D for us?" She said, "Because these men out here love y'all." She's like, "Can you just leave a little for us?" And she was making it as a joke, but it wasn't. Like, she's joking, but she wasn't. She was just like, the men, and you know where she lived? Atlanta. She was like, the regular men out here love these homosexuals. And so the women in Atlanta are really, really, really having a hard time, no pun intended, finding a dude, period. Let alone finding a good dude. Like, they're having problems just finding, a dude. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, and then they have to question the dude whether that's the route he's going. And then they have to settle if that is some of the routes he's been going. Like, do I want to kick this whole man out? Because there's 15, 16, 20 other females who are going to take this guy. Like, do I want to kick this guy out my house? Do I really want to do this? Or do I want to put up with whatever nonsense is going on with him? And they're going to take option, number one. I'm going to put up with it. Yeah, he's weird. He sleeps with men. But he's still a D. It beats the plastic. Yep, I'm doing it. I'm in. And we know cases like this that are public. Star Jones. Yeah, we know public cases like this. Wendy Williams. Yeah, nobody knew until the dude came forth and was like, "Yep, her husband used to bang me out." It's a guy, and he has a woman. And he was like, "Yep," he came forward, just was like, "Yeah, the husband used to just grab me and do all kind of, yep." Wendy Williams' husband. So yeah, it's bad. Like, it's really, 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 really crazy out there for you women who are in the dating scene. I think somebody actually wrote something. It's really bad out there. Okay, yes, double standards D, tone. Let's go on with the truth. Thank you very much. Some of them are damaged goods before they even reach 16. Oh yeah, I know some females who were damaged way before 16. I heard about that story. Yeah. But I like to talk about stories that I've been through, women I actually personally know, and then stories that you can follow in the news when I cover a subject. So, like I said, getting back to the original subject is women need men. Women, these women are regretting not having a man. The woman I met today, she was like, "Listen, I regret it." Even though she was leaving a guy, she still regrets not having a man. She's like, "I need a man." She's like, "My son," she was like, "it's better that a man raise my sons." Because I was like, listen, I would be teaching your sons all kind of stuff before 5 years old. I would have your kids, like if they was my sons before they hit five, they would have been had a hammer in their hand. And it sounds, and she was kind of like giggling. See, that sounds kind of weird. Like what you would have my son up under the car. Yeah, he'd be right there with me. He'd be looking at rotors and brakes, and because these things break down often. You need brakes, a lot. So take the wheel off, pop it off, and then sit him outside of the car. Have it all jacked up, and then show him how it's jacked up at 4 or 5 years old. That kid understand that. And say, look, this is a wheel. Kids know what a wheel is at the age of 5. They're well aware. Like we think that these kids are just not smart, not comprehending. Kids are very intelligent at that age. This is a wheel. These are lug nuts. This is how you take them off, and this is the whole process. Shoot, by the time that kid's another year older, that kid will be a whiz. He'll be like, this goes here, this goes here. He'll start telling you tire pressures and what jack to use and how many foot-pounds the jack has, and start telling you what kind of car is what. When kids used to go, that's my car. Yeah, we were all in the cars because our parents had hoopties. So we go, okay, this is what my mother used to have to fix her car. And guess who was out there with her? Me. She was out there fixing brakes. I was out there with her fixing brakes. Yeah, so I would have a 3 or 4 right beside me. You'd think 3 or 4 is supposed to be playing, not all the time. Not my eyes. 3 or 4 is not always playing. Because they're not learning anything. Not from me. Now, you're going to come learn something from me. But I'm not raising nobody's child. I decided that that's a bad deal because I'd seen what just happened to my dad. So raising somebody else's child is a no-no for me. And I'll probably meet some sweetheart of a woman soon with a couple little, just great kids. It's going to hurt. But I'm going to have to turn her down. Because the chance of me meeting someone, the chance of any man meeting someone who does not have kids and is still in a state of mind, it's just hard to meet them. Okay, so everybody's gone. I've been on for an hour. I think I'm cutting them shorter and shorter now. So it'll be easier for people to listen to. So an hour is about what I'll do from now on. But you guys take it easy. Peace.